Alright, so by popular request, a couple people wanted to know about this pencil grinder. It's a AT010K air grinder. I will put a screen capture from the Amazon page where I bought this. It hasn't got a lot of use in my shop. I use it from time to time, and I think it's novel. I've wanted one for quite a while. I think if I recall, I paid $30 for this, something, give or take. And it seems to function pretty well, but I'm more of a die grinder guy, and I like the die grinders because they've got a trigger on them and you can shut them on and off. This one sort of has a modulator here. I'm describing this now because it's not that noisy, but it's easier to describe it now when this thing isn't whooping around in your hand. The reason that I don't use this a lot, or the reason in addition to that, another reason why I don't use it is because I immediately lost the wrench for this. And what I've been doing is just jamming things in here and just trying to make do, trying to get this thing to doing whatever I can to change the bits out on this. The end has got a 9mm, sort of two flats on this round for 9mm. The issue is back here, you can see where that flat rolls around, that this takes a very skinny ratchet that's very deep. And this is a wrench off of a typical die grinder. I have lots of these laying around because I have lots of die grinders. So what I'm going to do very quickly is I'm going to make a wrench for this, and how I'm going to do that, in case somebody wants to know, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that loses stuff. You know, I've got a digital micrometer, and if you mic out 9mm, gives you 23/64. This is like a $5 micrometer, and it works great. I've got a China high-speed steel. Does that show up? 23/64 spit. So I'm just going to drill a hole. I'll probably pick a fatter one. I'm just going to drill a hole in here and then cut the ends off and file it, and then hopefully that'll make it fit. So let me do that real quickly. Now I'm not sure if I was recording that. I don't think I was. Anyway, I just chucked it in here and drilled a 23/64 hole. Now I'm gonna cut the end off and square the edges up with the file. Alright, it's not pretty, but it fits on there and keeps this from turning, which is the objective. So now I'm gonna weld it to my other holder so that I don't lose it. Keep forgetting to hit the record button. So I've added this new 9mm adapter to here, and it fits on there just fine. And now I can tighten this thing up like normal. So moral of the story is, don't lose the stuff that they come with, or find some way that you don't lose the stuff. Anyway, I don't need to change the bit right now. I've got this fiber wheel on here, and I don't particularly know why they sell these. Pardon me. There's got to be some use for it. I'm thinking that it might be prudent for this application, which is to just come in here and clean this out. And I think I'm going to use some Brasso and then this fiber wheel. If that doesn't work, then I have, you know, the El Cheapo set from Amazon. I'll put a link to the description of these things, and we'll see if it, you know, sort of does the job. But and this is just brass, of course. See if I can't sling Brasso all up in my camera. So it really gets going. Sort of scary. Once you put pressure on it, it slows down alright. 357 Magdad uses a cutout that replaces what would essentially be like a fiber disc or a piece of Scotch-Brite or something like that. Anyway, that would be perfect for this particular application, and I don't seem to have... Anyway, these are grinding wheels. Anyway, let me get this sorted out. I'll bring it back. Alright, so what I was saying was that 357 Magdad has a tip that he learned from 805 Road King, and that tip is to, instead of going out and buying fiber wheels, the Scotch-Brite style fiber wheels, you know, you just make your own. So you take this collet style here that usually holds the cutoff wheels or the sanding discs or the buffing wheels or whatever. So you take that piece there, and then you find some mechanism to go out and cut a circle. And you want a circle that's about the size of these things. I mean, anyway, I happen to have a gasket punch. So you just take that. Anyway. And then you get yourself a little disc like that. And anyway, I made one of those up. Actually, I forgot to hit the record, so I made a second one. Let me see if this works any better. Alright, this first one wouldn't tighten up on the shank quite right. Just ended up throwing the disc off. Let's try this again. Alright, so that was a little demonstration of the micro grinder here, the pencil grinder. I'm not going to say that that this couldn't be a valuable tool in somebody's shop. I just know that I spend more time fighting with this thing than I do actually getting work done. The amount of work that it did here, you know, it wasn't impressive. It didn't do anything that I couldn't do by hand. So anyway, all that is to say is that I wouldn't necessarily tell everybody to rush out and buy one of these things. I think that there's limited applications, and I think people are going to have varying degrees of success. In my experience, this tool, I mean, I'm happy to have it, do I think it's a wise... Was it a wise expenditure? No, I could definitely live without this. So, anyway, I'm going to get back to working on this. I'm going to finish the rest of this out by hand because I don't feel like cutting another one of these things and fiddling with it. But again, go watch some real tool reviews. I'm not a tool review guy. There's people that do an excellent job in that, and you know, I'm just... You know, I'll let you know what works for me, and I'll let you know what doesn't work for me. And, you know, in this case, this isn't out of 1 to 10, 10 being great. You know, I'd probably give this like a 3 or 4, something like that. But I would give, you know, a cutoff tool like this, you know, a 10. This is indispensable kind of stuff. Big air tools, absolutely indispensable. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to work on something that's fun. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.